Hello and welcome to part 2 of your swing tutorial. I hope you've had a chance to go to the bathroom, perhaps pick yourself up a nice cold beverage, maybe a Diet Coke and some pretzels. Um, in this tutorial, what we're going to do is we're going to explore how to extend our first swing tutorial, which was a really basic setup for a calculator, where we looked at how to make an interface with a label and some buttons here, and we looked at how to build that in design mode. We're going to extend that to add some more functionality to it. Maybe have it work like a calculator. So think about how a calculator works. When you hit a number, and then you hit an operation, and then another number, it performs the operation. Unless, of course, the button that you hit is equals, in which case, um, let me start over. When you hit a number, then an operation, then a number, then equals, it performs the operation. But if you hit a number, then an operation, then a number, then an operation, it'll perform the operation and then continue what you're doing. So we're going to handle the first part right now. Today we're going to do number, operation, number, equals. They have to hit the equals sign for it to actually perform the operation. We'll look at the other stuff later, and maybe it'll be a challenge assignment. So the first thing we need to do is we need a way to store to store the current operation that the program should be doing. The program doesn't know what operation it's going to do, so we need to store it. So let's make a string, and we need to first figure out where we declare our own variables. So right above where Swing made variables for the interface components, you can actually declare your own variables. And you can say string operation equals, right now it's nothing. All right, that means that it's a string, its name is operation, and it's nothing right now. Okay, so the next thing we're going to need to do is write a method or implement the method that sets what this operation is, and that should be our plus button action performed. I'm going to get rid of that stuff. So when somebody hits that plus button, we should set operation to be equal to plus. Okay, now remember, if you're trying to do the challenge assignment, which is to create a continuous trail of operations, you might want to check if operation is an actual operation before resetting its value, right? Because if operation is already plus, you're going to have to do something here. Okay, but right now we'll just set the operation to be plus. Okay. All right, so let's think about how we're going to do the next thing. We only got two buttons here. So if they press 1, we set the text of JLabel1 to be 1. And if they press 2, we set the text of JLabel1 to be 2. We probably don't want to be doing this now, because we're going to need to factor in whether or not we should be doing an operation. But we can leave it there, because what we really want to be doing is we want to be, if they do 1 plus 2, we need to add those together, or 1 plus 1. So we probably need some values to store what these numbers are. So let's go back down here and we'll say integer operand 1 equals, started at 0. Integer operand 2 also started at 0. Okay. All right, so let's see. One button action performed. Basically, we want to just check if we already have operand 1, we want to set this to be 2. Otherwise, we'll set it to be 1. So if operand 1 is 0, else. So if operand is 1 is 0, that means we haven't set it yet. So we'll set operand 1 to be 1. Otherwise, if it's not 0, we should set operand 2 to be 1. Actually, we should probably check if operand 2 is something yet too, right? So else if operand 2 is 0, operand 2 is equal to 1. All right. And we should go ahead and copy and paste that into our 2 button. But instead of setting it to 2 or 1, we should set it to 2. Cool. All right. And now what happens if they hit the equal sign? Well, when they hit the equal sign, if the operation is plus, we probably want to add operand 1 plus operand 2 and set that equal to, let's say, a result. You know, you notice we'll get a little warning up here. It says comparing strings using equals or exclamation point equals. What this means is that we're comparing strings in a way that's not valid. Okay? Sometimes when in NetBeans you can actually hover over this and hold Alt-Enter and it'll give you some hints. This is pretty neat. Let's see, use equal and reverse operands. I'm not sure what that'll do. Oh, looks like it has a different way of doing it. If plus dot equals and then the other thing. That seems like it's working. Cool. Okay. Very good. All right. So that should give us a basic thing. And then once this is done, we probably want to clear operand 1 and set it to 0, and operand 2 and set it to 0. That way we could keep using the calculator. So let's go ahead and run it. I gotta stop. Let me get it run. Let's see. 1 plus 2 equals. Oh, nothing happens. Oh, that's because we didn't tell the label to update. So we got to say JLabel1 dot set text results. But I think a problem here is, see, the problem is that results is an integer and set text expects a number. So you can actually do, when you're trying to convert a string to an integer, remember how you have parse string in JavaScript? Kind of the equivalent in Java is you type string dot value of and put that integer in parentheses, and it'll parse it into a string. So let's go ahead and try that again. 1 plus 2 equals. Hey, how about 2 plus 2? Cool. How about 2 plus 1? Cool. How about 1 plus 1? Cool. All right. All those work. You could probably imagine how to add additional buttons, I am sure. What if we added additional operations? So let's go to our design mode. Let's see, we need more of these operation buttons. So where's our button? Let's get more of these. All right. This button's property, we want to change its, where's its variable name? Is that in code? I forgot. Oh, yeah, variable name. JButton1. So this one's going to be, how about we set this one equal to be the minus button. Right, and then it's text. Let's see if we can find it. What was it? Display text? Displayable, display. Jeez. It's not being friendly. Ah, there it is. That's going to be minus. Cool, and let's make sure it's nice and even. Very good. Actually, in a typical calculator, usually these buttons are over here because you have more room for another, 3. Button 3, right? That's okay. All right, cool. So now we have a plus and a minus. And while we're at it, why don't we add some more numbers? Sure, but we also have to just make sure this event is hooked up. So action performed. There you go. It'll create the method for us. All right, let's go ahead and make another button. And we can make it be the 3. Code, let's see. Variable name, let's call it 3 button. And then action performed, 3 button action performed. Cool, so we added another button and we added another operation. All right, let's go back to our code. So when that minus button is pushed, we should probably do something similar to when the plus button is pushed, which is set the operation to be equal to minus. Okay, and When that 3 button is pushed, we should probably do something similar that we did up here when 2 button was pushed. Three, 3, 3. All right. And then finally, when we push equals, we want to check if minus is the operation. And then if it is, we want to say operand. Now, normally you do like 10 minus 3, so that's operand 1 minus operand 2. Since addition doesn't matter the order, we don't have to worry about that, but you do want to think about it here. All right, and the rest of it is the same. I forgot JLabel 1, that's why I'm getting that error. Okay, let's see what happens. All right, we got our new buttons, a little bit unsized, but let's do 3 minus 1 equals. All right, that's good. But 3 plus 2. All right, 3 plus 3. 3 minus 3. Cool. All right, so what we've done here is we've expanded our calculator just a little bit. We've shown you how to declare your own variables in Java. We've shown you how to hook these up to perform some user interaction on your screen here. And that's basically all you need. Now remember, a challenge assignment would be able to have it go 3 plus 3 plus 3 and see if it could say 9, right? Just to do continuous strings of operations. That can be your challenge assignment this time. So I'll stop a little bit early and you can see if you can work on that. But otherwise, take the assessment on Schoology and prepare for your first project, which is to make a full-blown calculator with plus, minus, division, and multiplication. All right, until next time.